fast-paced, high-energy excitement of quarter horse racing and the thrills and spills of rodeo. This is the Full Quarter.
Coming up on today's show, it's Derby Day at Ajax Downs. 3-year-olds fly to the wire for a huge chunk of cash. The 2-year-olds are ready to go. We'll meet the heavyweights of quarter horse, and we'll head to Windsor for some rodeo. Welcome to the show. Glad to have you with us. Joe Tilley along with Peter Gross. And Peter, the big race this week, $100,000 on the line in the All-Canadian Derby, the richest race at Ajax Downs so far this year, and a very quality field of 3-year-olds.
Yeah, not only a terrific quality, 10 horses going for over $100,000, a race that's going to be resolved within 20 seconds, maybe faster. We got a bit of a southerly wind that's going to be pushing them. But it's a great betting race, Joe. I think the favorite's going to be the 6-horse Mount Ararat, based on the fact that he won his qualifying heat faster than all the other horses. He got 103 speed index. That's a kind of a report card for the race. But Fly Through Fire finished second by a length, and he loses 6 points for that. He could easily reverse the outcome. I like the 7-horse All Whacked Out. He came up with a 98 and a 93 speed index rating in his last 2 races. He's 7 for 14 at Ajax Downs. Just a horse that likes to get it done. Interesting situation with the 9-horse Chromium Zoom trade by Don Reed. Kim Ito has raced this horse every single time. The horse has been knocking, winning. But Reed has taken his favorite jockey, Kim Ito, and put her on the other horse that he's entered in this race, the number 2, Fred's Knockout. In my opinion, the 9-horse Chromium Zoom is the better of the two. So I wonder if Kim Ito's going to have a couple of words to say to her trainer. And you like this 8-horse Little Fishy?
Well, a little fishy, yeah.
Yeah, a little fishy, your selection there. But anyways, really 4, 5, 6 horses could win this race.
All right, let's get the call from Frank Ferrari.
They're up the post. They're off. Bumping into start. Zoom breathing dash and Fred's Knockout. In the center is Fortune 600. Fortune 600, narrow advantage. In the center of the track, Mount Ararat last person right now. As is All Whacked Out. All Whacked Out is a deep stretch. It looks like the All-Canadian Derby winner. All Whacked Out wins it. First place between all.
Well, Pete, that race was a little like watching Italian bumper cars, a lot of contact there, and All Whacked Out was a survivor.
Yeah, a bit of a NASCAR mentality to that race. All Whacked Out won the race, had to suffer through a couple of objections. The horse that came second, the 4-horse Fly Through Fire, suffered an objection too, but the stewards saw fit not to change any of the situation there. The 6-horse Mount Ararat certainly suffered from some contact at the beginning, and maybe that's why he didn't get the major piece of the action. All Whacked Out, ridden very well by Jeff McLaren. After the start, certainly took a direct route to the finish line. We were a little concerned when Fred's Knockout was bumped early in the race, and that caused Kim Ito to lose her position on her horse and go down to the track.
And we talked to Kim after the race, and here's what she had to say. What happened out there?
The horse on my right kind of was creeping over, and I was close enough to it that when he came in front of me, my horse's front feet caught the other horse's back feet, and so she stumbled and I hit the dirt.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I think I'll be all right. I'll be all right.
Some bumps and bruises?
Yeah, probably. It'll be sore tomorrow, so.
And back to our winners, very pleased, Bob and Marie Broadstock, and the winner, Jeff McLaren. Let's hear from them.
Jeff, you just won a big race. How do you feel?
I feel awesome.
Describe the
Couldn't
race.
be better. She broke really well. She started drifting down towards the inside. She's more the kind of horse that wants to be beside other horses to give her some sort of competition. She got so far in front off the break. It was kind of hard to keep her settled and keep her clear in the straight. So, I mean, I pulled my stick through left hand. First time I've had to do all year. If you ever seen me ride the horse before, I'm usually hitting her right-handed all the way down. So today was a little different, but, you know, I kept my cool, and the horse and the trainer did their job. So it's on me, you know.
Marie and Bob Broadstock, owner, trainer of the horse winning the All-Canadian Derby. Does this help with the marital relations?
It does indeed.
And Bob, did you feel all whacked out when your horse won?
Totally all whacked out. She's a great filly. She's won her second stake now. She's one of the best I've ever owned, and she's just wonderful to be around.
There was a very big crowd here, and there was a very noticeable whoop out of you when the horses hit the finish line.
I'm definitely very vocal, and being Family Day, it's an event that we put on, and we're very happy to have been able to win this race today.
You got beautiful weather and a great crowd, and a terrific win for you. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Pete, a nice win for Bob and Marie Broadstock, and it looked like a real marriage bonding moment for them.
Yeah, I'm sure the two of them get along real well, but it's nice when she's the owner and he's the trainer. She probably thinks he did a good job.
And they pick up the winner and trainer share of a $102,000 purse.
A lot for those two to be happy about, yeah.
Yeah. And this week's race is for 2-year-olds, the All-Canadian Futurity, 350 yards, featuring some real good horses, including One Cool Wave, who's been the fastest horse this year in qualifying.
It's a race like this. It's great incentive for getting into this game because you got the horse. It's 2 years old and now it's running for a big hunk of money. One Cool Wave. Some people are calling it the best horse racing on the grounds. Qualified in 17.35, the fastest qualifier for trainer Don Reed, and Kim Ito will be riding. Unfortunately, she's okay after that spill, so she will be aboard this horse. But the horse that qualified 10th and slowest qualified 0.6 of a second slower than One Cool Wave. So as we've pointed this out many times, that 0.6 of a second is, you leave the gate badly, jockey makes a bad decision, you get bumped by another horse. A lot can happen in 0.6 of a second in quarter horse racing.
Absolutely nothing in quarter horse racing. All right, let's hear from some of the principals in that race. Okay, Peter, tell me, how does I Can Move It look heading into the futurity?
Well, he's run second in the last 3 outs to one horse called One Cool Wave. And I think this time here, if we get the right hole, we should be able to beat that horse.
That is a tough horse to beat.
That is a very tough horse to beat. But this horse is out of my mare and out of my stallion, so I'm kind of hoping he's got the heart that both of those horses had, and I think he can do it. He didn't get beat by much last time.
It sounds like he's got good parents and should get the job done.
Tremendous bloodlines, tremendous bloodlines.
What kind of race are you expecting?
I'm expecting a close race between those two if we break clean, okay? If we don't break clean, there's about 2 other horses that can get into that race.
She's in top shape, she's in with a good one there, with a tough one, that One Cool Wave there. But I think she can give him a good ride for his money, I'm hoping for it. I'm really looking forward for this race.
You've raced against each other before.
We're racing against each other before. He's a really quick horse, and he's really fast. I think this year doesn't have any loss at all. So BLR's got to have to run, but she's got a heart, and she's got to go after this big guy.
What's special about this horse?
She's just she's a little mare full of heart. She just wants, she got to give everything. She got to give just right to the end until she has no more hair. She's a tough one.
Okay, Don, tell us about One Cool Wave heading into the futurity.
Well, I think we have a good shot at it, but there's a lot of good horses, so with a little luck, we could do well.
Does he look like he's ready for this race?
I think he's ready, yeah. But time will tell, I guess.
Anything special about this horse?
Yeah, she's kind of special. She does everything right. She's 100% sound, and she likes her job, and she's getting better every trip.
Who you got riding
her? Jesse Dagrapong.
That's a pretty good rider.
Yeah, I think so. 40% winning average. He's pretty good. He's doing a good job for us. We just kind of got to switch over on him. So we're pretty pleased with the situation right now.
Last Sunday was Family Fun Day here at Ajax Downs. A big crowd, a fundraiser for the hospital, a ton of kids, and of course, Peter.
Trainer couldn't make today, so he wanted me to give the jockey some advice. As soon as they come out of the gate, just hang on to the horse and then really get into him in mid-stretch, okay? Is this the lineup for hot dogs?
Yeah.
Jeez, it's long. Hey, you know what? Justin Bieber's signing autographs at the finish line. Maddie, Briley, you see here, this is where we keep all the jockeys. Don't ever feed them. The feature race of the day, a 12-yard sprint for Canadian foaled 5-year-olds and under for an undetermined purse. There they go. The 1 gets the lead, but the 4 comes flying up in the middle of the track, and she just keeps running. Okay, I think in the 6th race, I'm going to box 3, 6, 7. Yeah. The petting zoo was very popular, where the kids got to play with real exotic zoo animals. What do you do when a quarter horse comes running at you full speed? Duck! Oh, finally some shade on a hot day. A lot of money was raised today for an MRI unit. Here's Joe with Bob Broadstock.
Well, we just finished doing speeches and had a lot of very important people here from the town of Ajax, from the town of Pickering, from Queen's Park, and we launched the Images Everything campaign to bring an MRI to Ajax Pickering Hospital.
And this money goes directly to the MRI?
Directly to the MRI. All expenses have been paid by the Horsemen's Association, the track, and the Racing Commission, and every dollar that's donated or sponsored is going directly to that campaign.
This is a big day for the hospital then?
This is a big day for the hospital and for quarter horse racing. You look around, there's tons of people here, lots of kids enjoying themselves and getting exposed to racing.
And the final tally is in. Family Fun Day raised over $100,000 for Ajax Pickering Hospital and that new MRI. And the Ontario Quarter Horse Racing Industry Development Program was also trackside for Family Fun Day. A chance to learn more about horse racing's fastest.
The quarter horse program was developed by the Ontario Racing Commission to build a quarter horse racing industry for Ontario. Basically, it's looked at as an economic development plan. The expectation is that as horse business grows in Ontario, jobs are created and investment in agriculture happens. And the breeder incentives that the program offers and the purses that it's funding allows people who love their quarter horses to be spending more time with these horses because they're able to generate some revenue for them. So a big objective for the quarter horse program is to attract new people and get them involved in quarter horse racing as audience, as participants, and as new owners.
Kelly, if I wanted to get involved as an owner in quarter horse racing, how would I go about doing that?
Well, first it's really important that you find a trainer that you feel you can trust or a mentor from the industry to help guide you through it. But we're trying to assist people in another way by offering some racehorse ownership seminars here at Ajax Downs. There's 2 coming up, one on Sunday, September 12th, and another on Sunday, October 17th. We're going to have an expert in there to talk about different types of racehorse ownership, sole ownership, partnerships, syndications, and you'll have an opportunity at those events to meet some of the players in the industry. And there's also a quarter horse sale coming up on October 30th. And if you are in the market and you're looking to get invested in this industry, if you buy an Ontario bred horse, these are horses that are registered with the program, that are out of breeding stock that are registered with the program. These horses are eligible for purse bonuses in races and a restricted racing program that other horses are not eligible for.
Coming up, he's got the most dominant barn in the business. We'll chat with one very successful trainer and try to keep a seat in Windsor. But first, here's a look at the rider, trainer, and owner standings brought to you by Wild Wing Restaurant.
The Full Quarter is brought to you by the Ontario Quarter Horse Racing Industry Development Program.
Welcome back to the show. He has built himself an incredible stable and is a runaway leader in the owner standings. But as we found out in this report, he's had lots of help. There's Roger Gerard in the winner's circle once again. His horses are closing in on $500,000 in earnings this year, and it's early. He is the most successful quarter horse racing owner in Ontario.
Oh, I believe that Sue, I didn't know, because I didn't know that much about horses. Right from the get-go, I wanted to get people who knew about it. So I wanted to get a good trainer in the States, Kim Crawford. I've got an excellent group assistant trainer. And the principal thing is when I met with Clint, we went and bought about $800,000 worth of horses, you know. So that's how we started this whole thing together.
The strength of my stable is my team. I tell you what, I've got one of the best assistant trainers, grooms that you can have. And Roger put that team together for me. And when I came here, you know, he told me who he had working for him, stuff like that. I kind of showed him some things, got everybody doing it my way, and things just took off from there. Well, we start out early in the morning, you know, and we don't hardly leave the barn. We get like an hour, we take an hour lunch break, and then we're right back in the barn, and we're icing and rubbing horses and doing legs and whatever it takes. So I usually find the horses for Roger, you know. That's one thing that was one of the great things about taking this job here is he gave me the power to do that for him, and that's something that most owners won't do. But he wanted to try to get the right kind of horses, and I was down there in the States where I was around the right kind of horses to bring up here, and that's how it got started that way.
So how does a French Canadian